Hello students. Hello students. Today we'll be creating a new project in Scratch and we'll give the name as walking track. Now we need the walking track on the stage and we'll delete the cat sprite from here, and in the stage I choose a backdrop. I will take a I will paint a new backdrop. So I click on paint a backdrop, and here first I'll use the bucket tool, choose a green color and fill inside the stage. If you cannot fill the stage, you must click on convert to bitmap and then use the fill tool to fill the stage. Now I'll zoom out by clicking on this minus button, magnifying button. So this is my stage with the green area. Now I want a walking track around this um, ground. So I will use the rectangle tool and fill it with a gray color. Yeah, and I will make this walking track with the rectangular tool, one of them here and another one here. If you want, you can resize it later. And one more rectangle I want this side. I'll just duplicate this. I'll press Ctrl C and Ctrl V to duplicate and place this way. Now this is my walking track and the ground in between. Now we'll continue to have a character. So from the sprites area I choose a sprite. I will take Avery walking character, and here Avery is looking too big, so I change her size to maybe 50. That looks good. And also again I'll go to my stage backdrops and I will use the text tool to click here and write start. And if I want, I can change the color of my text and the font of my text. And also I will write 500 miles. Supposingly I want to write here 500 miles. Okay, now we come back to the Avery character. She's standing at the starting point on the walking track. Now I want to make a remote control which will control the movement of Avery. So again I go to choose a sprite, and in the search window I will type arrow. So I will take this arrow sprite. By default it is pointing to the right, but I right click on this and duplicate this. Now I've got the second arrow sprite, and in the costumes I'll change it to point left, the second costume for the left arrow. And then I'll again duplicate this, and in this I'll make it as down arrow, and again I'll duplicate this and change the costume to up arrow. So these are the four arrows which will control the movement of Avery. Let us now start coding the right side arrow. If you want, you can give the name here, right arrow, right arrow. In the coding, first of all, we'll fix the position of this arrow. So when the green flag is clicked, from motion, I want it to be placed at this particular position, so that even by mistake, supposingly I move these arrows, as soon as I press the green flag, they come back to their original position. So for all the arrows, I will give the command go to XY from events when the green flag is clicked. So here, when the green flag is clicked, motion, I fix the go to X and Y position. Fine. Now we come back to the right arrow coding. Now from events, when this sprite is clicked, when the right arrow sprite is clicked, it should send a message to the Avery sprite. So I will send broadcast message 1, and I'll make a new message, move right. Avery is supposed to move right when I press the right arrow key. Now Avery will be receiving this coding. Also in the beginning, I want to fix the position for Avery at the starting point, and in events, when it receives move right message, then first of all I would like to change her costume. So if you go to the costumes here, she has these 4 costumes. This is Avery walking A, Avery walking B, C and D. So in the beginning, supposing she's at Avery walking A, then from looks, if I say next costume, she'll change to the next costume, whichever is in this column. Then I want to change her direction. She should be pointing in the right side direction, that is 90, and she should move 10 steps forward. When I press the right arrow key, can you see here? Avery is walking 10 steps forward and changing her costume. So every time I keep pressing, it is giving an animation effect of Avery walking. Now we'll do the coding for the left arrow key. Similarly, from events, we'll get the coding when this sprite is clicked. We'll broadcast a message, a new message, that is move left. Avery will receive the message, and I can just duplicate this from here and place it here, and I will change this message to move left. So when she receives move left, she should change her costume, but her direction should be -90, and she will move 10 steps towards that. So now when I press the green flag, she's standing here, but I don't want her to be standing here. Supposingly, wherever she is, supposingly here, and when I press the left arrow key, Avery is moving towards left, but the whole body has turned over. But I don't want the whole body to turn around. So I go to Avery, and from motion, I bring the command, I scroll down, and I bring the command set rotation style left right. Now when I press the left arrow key, first I'll press the green flag, so Avery standing in this position, and now when I press the left arrow key, she's just moving towards the left hand side, and when I press the right arrow key, she's moving to the right hand side. Her body is only turning left and right when we use the right and left arrow keys. I hope you've understood this well. So we'll continue with the coding for the up arrow key now. In the events, when the up arrow key is pressed, it will send a message, a new message, move up, and then Avery will receive the message. So I can just duplicate this again and place it down. The coding for that is when it receives move up, the costume changes and Avery points in up direction and starts moving up. So when I press the green flag, can you see Avery is moving up and she is facing right hand side. So whenever she'll have to come here and then start moving up. So this is her moving. She's moving on the walking track upwards. and rightwards and leftwards. Now let's do the coding for the down arrow key. When this sprite clicked, it will broadcast a new message called move down, and Avery will receive this. I'll duplicate this. When it receives move down, point in direction down is 180 and move 10 steps. Now I'll make a place here, and when I press the down arrow key, now Avery is pointing down and moving to the right. Moving down, but her body is facing towards the right. Now if I go here for Avery and change her direction to minus 165 or anything little on the left hand side, let us see now as she's walking down from here. See now, oh, she's now facing to the left hand side, but since the direction is little angular from here, she's moving not in a straight line. So I will just bring her close to my 180, that is minus 179. So I will write it down here, minus 179. And now I place her here and I press the down arrow key. So I can see she's moving down facing left hand side and little up. When she's moving left, she's moving this way. She's facing left hand side with the left movement, and up when I do, she's moving upwards facing right hand side, and then rightwards facing right hand side. And when we say the down arrow key, so she's facing left and moving down. So minus 179 makes her face point in the left hand side direction a little bit, but she moves in the down direction. I hope you enjoy creating this remote controlled walking track game. Happy coding!